Hello, everyone, and welcome to our reaction of what we just witnessed at the Strade Bianche. We, of course, did the live stream, but Julian, what a phenomenal race from the Dutchman, Mathieu van der Poel, to win his first ever Strade Bianche and his second ever participation of the race.
Yeah, Mathieu van der Poel, he just proved whatever Wout van Aert can do, he can do it as well. He takes the 2021 Strade Bianche crown, his second World Tour win of the year after his UAE Tour stage win last week. He's looking very, very good. He won it in absolute style, beating out Julian Alaphilippe for second place and Egan Bernal for third.
But this group was absolutely incredible that we had near the finish. We had Wout van Aert, the defending champion. We had Tom Pidcock, the rising star in Ineos Grenadiers. And what was he doing here? Mathieu van der Poel, the Ronde van Vlaanderen champion. Julian Alaphilippe, the world champion, and of course 2019 champion as well. And then the two last Tour de France winners here as well, which was just absolutely incredible. The stellar plethora of superstars in that group.
Yeah, it was a very, very strong group. Everyone sort of had a different motive to winning. And we could see that the group powered away from the rest of the race very early on, and they managed to hold a gap. Jakob Fuglsang tried to challenge, tried to come back, but it never seemed like he was in with a shot at winning. But the mix of riders towards the front, we had Tour de France champions, classic superstars, cyclocross stars. It was a bit of everything. And I think that's what Strade Bianche is like. But that big implosion came over Le Torfe, the final gravel sector of the race. We saw Mathieu van der Poel strike out there, and then Julian Alaphilippe was the first to react. And soon after, Bernal managed to cross the gap, whilst we saw Wout van Aert and the others fall back on the wayside on the final sector of gravel.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame that we didn't see the first rainbow jersey take the win at Strade Bianche, but we did see the first Dutch rider take the win and the first ever Colombian to finish on a podium, which was quite interesting. Yeah, but Ewan, what do you think Wout van Aert did wrong? Because the defending champion, he lost his 100% podium record in this race, unfortunately, this year.
Yeah, he fell just short of the podium in fourth place. Wout van Aert, he really played a bizarre tactic here. He was isolated early on. He only had two teammates. And then when the move went, he automatically felt the burden of doing the work. He invested a lot early on in the race, about 50, 40, 30K to go. He did most of the relaying in the front group. And as soon as we hit the three final gravel sectors, he went off the back. He managed to bridge back up, but he wasn't the fighting Wout van Aert that we know of. And this seems quite out of character. He's usually quite a pragmatic rider. But in this year's Strade Bianche, he was far from that. He was just playing a sort of Mathieu van der Poel role where you do too much too early. And in this race, we saw that it didn't work out for him. But it is his first race competing this year on the road, after all. So we can give him some leeway for that.
So anyways, one of the discussion points that came up in the stream as well, and we've talked about a long time, Alpacit Phoenix, is it right that they should be a pro-continental team? Or is it just a one-man team with Mathieu van der Poel basically being their main point getter, and they would struggle if they went into the World Tour and they would have to kind of expand themselves on all fronts, not just being a potent force in these classics?
Well, judging by their two UCI World Tour victories this year, Alpacit are definitely World Tour material, and they're not just a one-horse team. They have Tim Merlier as well, who won recently, and they also have the likes of Dries de Bont, Gianni Vermees, Peter Vakoc, all these different kind of riders who can all win. And as a team is getting older, it's expanding into more places. They don't have a mountain team yet, but that is something that they can improve on. And to be honest, I would say that they're stronger than Intermarché at the moment, and they managed to make it into World Tour. So fingers crossed that we can see Alpacit Phoenix in the World Tour. However, I know that the World Tour doesn't give them the same leeway with choosing which races they want to go to, because they are quite a specialized team. They're very good at sprinting races, very good at Northern European classics. So once they're World Tour, they'll have to sort of change their schedule, and that could change how they act as a team.
So the next big goal that we think Mathieu van der Poel is going to go for is Milano San Remo. How do you think the Dutchman or the Flying Dutchman's chances will be at this race? We've seen his rival last year, Wout van Aert, took it when he had that phenomenal summer. Do you think Mathieu van der Poel can do something on the Poggio, and even if it was a small select group, win from the sprint?
I think Van der Poel's in with a brilliant shot at doing well. Milano San Remo is built for him, and there's a good track record of people doing well at Strade, then Milano San Remo. We had it with Julian Alaphilippe, Wout van Aert, Michal Kwiatkowski, all these different kind of guys. And I think Mathieu van der Poel is in a very similar league to them. If it ends in a sprint, Mathieu can do it. If it ends with a punchy attack, Mathieu, as we saw today, can follow the likes of Julian Alaphilippe on that climb. It just depends on whether he's like he was last year, but judging by his sprint win at UAE, a good performance at Kuurne versus Kuurne, and also this win today at Strade, Mathieu van der Poel looks to be the man to beat as we head to Milano San Remo next week.
That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure to join us for the stream, and why not subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date with all the things that we are doing on the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.